Okay, greetings everyone. This is First Centaurian 753 with the next episode of Geopolitical Simulator 4, Irish Imperialism. Zooming in on Ireland here. Let's see. Ireland overview. $261 billion GDP. Population of 4.8 million. One of the largest GDP per capita in the world. That was at 54,000. Excuse me. Economic growth is at a solid 6%, 6.8. Inflation is continuing to creep a little high, 4.91. Still, I guess, not bad. Once I get it's over 5, though, I'm going to start to get a little concerned. Unemployment is still around 4, which is decent. You don't want your unemployment to go too low. So generally, we're looking pretty good. If I can get unemployment below 4 into like the 3s, that would be fantastic. But I really don't want it to go lower than 3. Because that means we have a labor deficit, or a lack of labor, dearth of labor. Looking at the taxation situation, we have, I could probably run this too, get some time going here. What the heck was that?
We sit on the cusp of a paradigm.
Go back. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so, budget excess is $7 billion. We got a number of tax proposals from Hugo Batista. Still looking at some of those recommendations. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of them. Exonerating all the industries. I think we'll go ahead and do that. Did I start the clock? No. There we go. We're going to exonerate all the industries. I think I'm going to do something with the company turnover tax, cut the airline tax, and possibly cut the company tax. So, let me see. Maybe I'll actually go ahead and get a tax bill right here to start off this whole episode. We're going to try to do some more military expansion in this episode as well. Looking here. Alright, this naval base is going to be finished off in 10 days. I want to take a look at... I just want to look at overall real quick. I want to see what that GDP per capita is doing. 7th. And we were, what? We were 8th. And now we're at 7th. So the economy is doing well. Improving. GDP per capita. What is the total GDP? Total GDP compared to the rest of the world... 41. Okay, so we got a long way to go before we get to that G20 or anything. But I am also looking at possibly joining some other organizations, because I feel like the economy took a little bit of a hit when we exited the euro. So I'm wondering if there's other organizations we can get involved in. I don't want to tie my currency anywhere, and we are still part of the eurozone. But it seemed like for some reason the economy took a hit when that happened. I'm not sure why, so I'm going to look at maybe joining some other organizations. But let's take a look at a tax bill first to start off this thing. Okay. I don't think I'm going to touch the inheritance tax, because that'll upset the old people, and I want that old lady in my corner for the big popularity boost. She has the biggest boost, so I'm not going to touch anything that has to do with the elder people. The big thing I like is the company turnover tax. This has been the best tax for me in the game in general, and raising that to 7 will get us about a $2 billion increase. Of course, wow, we'll actually get the vote, even though the majority of the parties are not supporting it. These there it is, the Irish Workers' Party. And they'll like that. These people have been protesting me, the Irish Workers' Party and the Irish Workers' Alliance. So this will be good support for them. And this will actually pass. That's crazy. I'm wondering if I should still attach a few things to it, just in case. We'll say Summer 18 tax reform. Summer 18 tax bill. There's that tax bill. Okay, confirm that, and let's go ahead and create that bill. Attaching something to that, I was going to attach... Well, let's cut the airline tax again. I think that's a good thing. Who likes this? Anybody? Everybody. Not the people. But all parties like it, so we're going to attach that to the bill. Add that to the reform. Now at 60%. And I was going to cut the company tax, I guess 1% here. And attach that to the bill, which is going to cost us a lot, but it should maintain some benefits for companies in general. Now we're at 67%. Everyone seems to like it. The right-wing parties are actually liking it more now than the left-wing parties. We'll stick with the bill at this current location. At the current status, we'll stick with the bill. Alright, the other suggestion was to exonerate a number of industries. Armed pickup trucks. We have an industry there? Let's see here. Whoa, what is that? All-out strike? Come on. Industrial union all-out strike. That's because we did the company tax, but we raised company turnover taxes. Oh, I thought that would hold. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. Let that strike play itself out. For now, we're at 90%. Electrical materials already exonerated. Perfumes. Let's see here. So, cutting... That is at 1 million. I'm definitely going to keep the tax on soda, I think. And I'm going to keep these taxes. But I'm thinking consumer electronics, perfumes definitely. We'll exonerate those two. Because I'm looking at the employment numbers, and if the employment numbers can... If the company has a lot of employment but not a lot of tax, then I feel like it's a good thing to cut them. What is the... Oh, okay. Stability Pact. We're still in this vote for the Stability Pact. Let's see. The deficit expressed as a percentage of GDP. I want to lower this all as possible, as low as possible. So let's put it 2.5. Because we have a surplus. We don't need a deficit. So let's make sure the other European countries stay stable. So yeah, industries that have high employment numbers but not a lot of taxes, I figure we should just exonerate them anyway so they can improve employment. Even ones that have high GDP with not a lot of taxes would be good. Alright, fixed it at 3.2. I think that went up a little bit. And we've got some political actions here, international actions. Trinidad and Tobago. I want to take a look at that guy. Actually. Trinidad and Tobago. Strategic alignment, popularity, moral character is horrible. Excuse me. So we're going to keep him in there because he has a horrible moral character. And we're hoping to find some dirt on him. So I'm going to reject that offer to assassinate him. We'll refuse that one. And there we go. Alright, so back to what I was looking at. Soda, we're going to keep the tax on soda. Because soda... not a lot of employment there. And pretty decent GDP, even with the taxation. It's a big tax there. So I'm thinking we go with consumer electronics, perfumes, computer hardware, pharmaceuticals, software. I gotta write this down. I'm not gonna remember it. Okay, so I'm gonna exonerate consumer electronics, perfumes, hardware, pharmaceuticals, software, jewelry. What else? Railroad construction for sure. And that's it. And robots. Why not robots? Railroad construction, robots, clothing looks good too. Cut that. Alright, maybe we'll stimulate some of these industries. Okay, so let's get into that. We're going first with clothing. There we go. And exonerate. Exonerated. This clock running while I'm doing this. Clothing is exonerated. Consumer electronics. Exonerated. And I think I saw right above this computer hardware. Exonerated. Okay, what's next? Got all the C's done. Jewelry. Jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. Where'd you go? There you are. Alright, let's exonerate this. Wait. No, I don't want duties. Exoneration. Exonerated. Perfumes. Exonerated. Pharmaceuticals. Exonerated. Railroad. Exonerated. Robots. Exonerated. And we don't have steel, huh? Steel's important. Okay, so we exonerated a bunch of industries there. Hopefully that'll boost the economy. And the argument is that it will lower inflation because the prices won't be as high. So, that was the Hugo Batusta's argument. Lower inflation. I didn't cut all the industries. I didn't exonerate all the industries, but I exonerated a number of them. Bargain concluded with the Minister of Family for Venezuela. Now we have somebody in the Venezuelan group. And I think this base should be completed 5 days. Alright, let's speed that up. What's going on here? There we go. And that will extend our power into the Mediterranean. Into the Atlantic. Alright, so back to international organizations was something I was going to look at. We left the EU common market, but... And some of these are kind of stretches. I was thinking maybe NAFTA. I know we're not part of North America, but we're close to North America. And I wonder if they'll accept us. Probably not, because we're out of the region. But let's see if they'll accept NAFTA. The other one that I think we have a better shot, possibly, is the Nordic Council. Which, I don't know if it's security or... I don't know what this is. I think it has to be... They have their own currency, so it's not a currency thing. I don't think it's a security thing. I'm assuming it's a free trade thing. What do we have there? Foreign policy. See, we got a bump for foreign policy for just applying for NAFTA. And let's go ahead and apply to the Nordic Council as well. So, applications in for the Nordic Council and for NAFTA. I don't know why they would let us in NAFTA. But the Nordic Council, this is the Nordic lands, even though we're not considered to be Nordic. What is this? Another strike. Strike for the national industry. Union, let's see, should I meet with their representative and maybe negotiate something? He hates me. Glass of champagne?
And why not play a game of wheels?
Alright, you don't want to talk. Let's see. There's nothing we can offer him here.
Could you throw in a few low blows while you're at it?
Oh, we can't negotiate anything with him.
No! We shall have your skin!
Oh man, he's rough. I guess I could have offered him a bribe or possibly a national medal. What is his... He's possibly corruptible at 42. Foreign policy, security, unions. Maybe they didn't like the foreign policy. Maybe it's because of the free trade agreements that we were offering to join. That upset them, I guess. Strike. Okay. So now we have unemployment is stagnate. Unemployment rate stagnating around 4. That's fine. Strike for the survival of national industry. Yeah, I was definitely joining those free trade agreements where they were really opposed to that. Whoa, boy, is this strike expanding? No, it doesn't look like it. So what could I offer industries to try to keep them here? Statement in the press. We got hit hard with that. What could I offer industries? They do not like this free trade deal at all. Maybe if I check out work. Employment agency. Okay, here we go. Some things have happened here. Alright, a lot of things just happened. Alright, so first inauguration of a naval base. We will accept that in our imperialist policy. The
vote was held and the reform was adopted.
Boom. Sporting defeat.
What a shame. Our team did not even pass the first round.
Ah, that's not good. Free trade agreement. North American Free Trade Agreement has just given a verdict on your request. Given your geographic location, yeah, so that's not going to work. The Nordic Council could still be... We could still be in the Nordic Council. But definitely didn't get into NAFTA. I thought NAFTA would benefit... Well, maybe not, because we have high GDP per capita. Okay. So, the bill passed. We're making more money. What I want to look at here? Work. And sports. Can we do a few things here? Integrate handicap into the workplace. That's $1 million. Check on gender inequality. 71 million. Help for employing seniors. 100 million. And help for employing the youth. And combat gender discrimination. This should appeal to a lot of different groups. Or combat discrimination in general. That's a big bill, though. Should appeal to a lot of groups, and maybe it'll ease the entire labor strike. What if I just cut this? Wow. That'll actually make us money. I'm not going to risk that yet. $226 million to laborers to hopefully accept what we're doing here. Hugo Batista had suggested cutting the employee Social Security payments. That's too much money. Alright, so hopefully we'll get a bump from... Nordic Council refused. All these different groups seem to like us now. Public Finance did not. And the strike continues. So maybe we can get endorsements from these different groups. Alright, so we're not allowed in the Nordic Council either. Okay, so we're not allowed in any free trade organizations here, so we didn't get into them. 83, 82%. Let's look for some endorsements. That's where we benefited mostly from those moves. Associations is the way to go. Happiness increase in Ireland. Good. Handicap group really like me. AIDS group. National Association Alternative World. Anti-racist group. Let's meet with them. That's a good way to hit them. I never get that organization on my side. Consumer rights. Family. Oh, family really likes me. And I'm assuming we could get a nice bump from women too, right? Handicap. Where's that handicap? Go back. Oh, there's women. Change that date. Alright, right there. We're going to spread out these endorsements over a couple weeks. And... Yep. Okay, so hopefully that will improve our popularity with a couple endorsements. Oh, senior citizens. Let's appear on television for this one.
Your television appearance was very well received. The strike is still on for now, but some of the strikers have already gone back to work.
Good. Now, something happened with terrorism. Alright, so, well received. What is this? Attack on the Minister for Tourism. Okay, champagne for this guy.
I'd be happy to. That's what we call.
Leaders can be proud of you.
Okay, if it makes.
Give me an endorsement. Okay, member of Irish Forces for Pure Islam terrorist group. Let's take a look at this. Are we reducing the terrorist groups? Come on! Down to 78%. Only one terrorist group. We're going to infiltrate it. Alright, after 8 days, the strike is still on. Police force count 1,800 strikers across the country. That's a lot less than it was. It was at 4,400. Now it's down to 320. This looks like it's going to die out. We'll let it go. Cuba, no, I don't want to do that. There's a nice endorsement. 5.7. That's the interracial group. And we'll get one from this lady. Champagne.
I'd be happy.
Charming.
Thanks. It's very
Militants can be proud. Speak out of me in public.
okay.
Okay, and that's about that. I think we're going to end the episode here. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you think. The base is built, so I have to redeploy my Navy next turn. I'm kind of preoccupied with the strikes that were going on here, labor strikes, and that's kind of foolish because those labor strikes, because we applied to those trade organizations and we never got into any of them. So that really didn't work out too well. But we got some popularity among different groups, and we won some associations over, so maybe that'll help us when the election comes. Which... 2021, we got a long time for that. Alright, Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode.